Hello. This trade actually started as a simple backing of under 2.5 goals with the intention of exiting by laying some few ticks lower pre-match before the kickoff. In fact, the price didn't come down as I expected, so I changed the method of the trade to include a correct score market as well. And Lyon were playing Montpellier, Lyon the very heavy favourites. Now, were there going to be goals? Were there not? I consider there weren't. However, I took a view that we could back some of the higher score lines and still keep some of the under green left on the under 2.5 market. So Lyon scored, in fact, after 20 odd minutes, which was a little unfortunate as I put in a lay on the under 2.5 at 1.5, and I missed the lay by about sort of 3 or 4 seconds. And that was actually the feature of this particular trade. I'd missed my lays getting matched on 3 separate occasions. So Lyon had scored. What could I do? The unders, I couldn't really do anything with that particularly at the moment, and so I wanted to try and reduce some of the red on the correct score market. I backed pre-match 3-0 and 3-1, so here I am trying to lay off at least some of that, considering that I've got £150 red liability on the over 2.5 market. 3-0 was matched, that was okay. So I reduced some of my initial £75 liability there, £77 liability. And now I'm trying to get a lay matched on the 3-1 scoreline. I'm not going to get 12s, I don't think. This is obviously a scoreline that's always going to drift out the longer the game goes on. Decided to take the price on offer, which is 13s. So there I've reduced my correct score red by about 50%. And here's the rather damaging position on the over 2.5. Another goal goes in, I'm going to be in quite a lot of trouble. So I decided I'm going to basically play the correct score market here and hope that there are going to be some goals, whereby the 3-0 and the 3-1 could certainly come into play. If anyone was going to score in this game, obviously I felt it was going to be the heavy favourites Lyon. Montpellier have got an incredible paucity of goals away from home. So I'm putting in a quick lay here of at least £30 on the under 2.5, and I've gone for a price, I'm asking for a price of 2.3. Now remember that I've already just missed a lay after about the first 10-15 minutes at 1.5 on this particular market, and we'll notice in a minute how the same thing's going to happen again. I've just missed getting all of my lay matched at 2.3. Another goal's gone in. It's actually Montpellier who equalised. So I'm in a fair bit of trouble here. I've got the 3-1 on the correct score, which is okay, but now the 3-0, that's now dead, and I've still got this £110 liability on over 2.5 goals. As you can see there, the unders is available to lay at 6s, not really an option. So therefore, I've got to go for goals. Now, as it happens, I was watching this game, and it was extremely open, quite surprising for a French game. But that was one thing going in my favour. It really looked as though there could be goals in this game. So I'm pinning a lot of what I'm going to do with this trade on that particular fact. Of course, I could come up unstuck. 2-1 would be an immediate danger. 1-2 would be a danger too. So, having decided that there's going to be goals, I'm a bit short, for example, on any unquoted. So I'm going to try and maximise as best as I can my green on the fact there will be goals. So I've laid the under 4.5 for £100 at 1.25. At this point, it's still 1-1. The price on unders obviously still coming down. Just see here for our lay bet on the under 4.5 is just about to be matched at 1.25 for 100. So in accordance with that particular line of thinking, I'm also backing some larger score lines. I'm backing 3-2 for £5, 22s. Remember the 3-0 is dead. 2-2, I'm going to back that as well. So of course I'm increasing my liability all the time on the correct score market, hoping that at least I'm going to be covered by the green that I've got, which is about 88 or 90 pounds on the under 2.5, i.e. I don't want another goal. And that still means, of course, that this 2-1 by this time is my only real danger. Any unquoted 3-3, they'll be covered by the lay of the under 4.5. I'm also going to back the 2-3, because if it does go if another goal is scored, it does go to 2-1 relatively early in the second half. I've now got 2-2, 2-3, 3-1 and 3-2 green on all of those scores that I can play around with, and I've got some leverage on. Now we're into the second half. It's quite early on, about 50, 51, 52 minutes, and it's Lyon who've taken the lead on 56 minutes. Again, I want to employ the same tactic. If there are going to be more goals, I want to have as much green as I can to have leverage. So I'm backing 3-3 for a few pounds there at 100 to 1, not matched. Now, because it might go to 2-2, I want to get rid of some of the green I've got on the 3-1. So I want to ask for a price. I'm not going to get 2.22. But I want to try at least to get some green back onto some other score lines and reduce the red that we see there. So the 3-1 is the obvious candidate to lay. There we go. That lay has now been matched. I took 3.75 for £20. I'm now backing any unquoted. I'm looking for 9s here, so still keeping in line with the same tactic that if there are going to be some more goals, I want as much green as I can on as many score lines as I can to try and use all of that to lay in one big fell swoop. So, for example, if the score does go to 3-1, well, I've got £91 on that. I've lost now the £110 on the under 2.5 market. So I've got that to claw back. So I really need another goal. 2-2, that would be okay. That will go sort of some way into getting back some of that red I've got on the under 2.5 market, or the over 2.5 I should say, which just to remind you again is £110. I'm putting an additional back on 2-2, and thereby I'm increasing my exposure on 2-1 all the time here. But as I said, the game was just incredibly open, and okay, we can trade and be as precise as we can. We can look at the mathematical probabilities of things as much as we can and the stats, but there's also great value in actually sort of watching a game live. And in one of these cases, it was simply that there's going to be another goal. It was a really, really open game. And that was justified. The away side, Montpellier, did in fact equalise in the 85th minute. The score went to 2-2. And now we've got £111 there, which in fact nullifies the red we've got on the over 2.5, which is good news. We've got the £25 liability still on the lay of the under 4.5. So another goal would be good news. We've got about 5-6 minutes to play, so therefore I now want to lay, if I can, the 2-3 and the 3-2. Any unquoted would be a virtual scratch trade, or slightly more on that. For about £15, £20 profit if you went to 4-2. Remember, it's still 2-all with about 3 or 4 minutes left. I'm frantically trying to get some lay bets matched on my 3-2 and my 2-3. Because remember, if another goal is scored, then I've won £100 on the under 4.5 lay. So the position is looking good. We can't lose. It's just a question now of which scoreline are we going to end up with as a result. Is it going to be 2-2, 2-3, 3-2? 4-2 at this stage is probably unlikely. I'm happy with 2-2. Just for the sake of argument, the £100 liability, £110 liability I've got on the over 2.5 market is sort of cancelled out by the £147 and the £25 liability I've got on the under 4.5. So another goal would be great, but at least I can't lose here. Still can't get these lays matched. Just a few pounds here or there. Probably as well at this point now to scratch those. So a goal to Montpellier at this point would be fantastic, with £148 green there, £100 green on the over 4.5 market. And in injury time, a goal is scored. We prefer it to be Montpellier, since we've got that £148 green there. If it's Lyon, okay, we've got £88 green there. We've got £100 green on the over 4.5, and it's 3-2 to Lyon. So we've got £188 green on those combined two markets, less £110 red on the over 2.5. So we've got about a 70-odd pound profit here. Now, still, 1-2 minutes left of injury time. We'll see what, when the market resettles, what price 3-2 comes back to. 1.12, I'm going to lay that extremely quickly. Perhaps there's no real need to do that, in fact, as I'm looking back on this, except the 3-all, I guess. I could have put £2 on that, or £2 on even on any unquoted, but I just wanted to get a few more pounds on the 3-3 just to sort of even up that potential green. So I've laid the 3-2 again at 1.1, 1.09. £1.06 in fact for £20. And that was the end of the story. We've got £80, £79 there on the 3-2, £100 on the over 4.5 market, less the £110 on the liability on the over 2.5. So that left us with a £70 profit overall. It looked risky at one point, and it's a kind of a trade which, frankly, for members of our service that are watching this, I wouldn't be that comfortable actually doing this in front of you, because there was a big liability there at some point, and you guys weren't watching the game, even though I was, and asking you to trust my judgment would have been a little bit too much to my heart rate at this particular moment. So good news to me, and that's another job done.